Hey there, welcome back. So let's finish up the final epoch. One of the viewers, Andrew, pointed out, and you probably know at the end of my last video, I was recognizing that I kept forgetting to pay for the food to do the expansion. He caught at least 3 times that I forgot with the Mongols, which of course they're the ones that have been doing most of the expansions. So I'm going to take away 2 of the gold from them to just retcon that. And also, England, I think they were fine, but he noted that they needed another culture. So we're going to give them another point. So if you believe that I need to do more to retcon that, just let me know. There were leftover resources. So I think from a food perspective, it's not as bad as. I mean, getting rid of 2 gold was probably severe, but I think the Mongols, I made mistakes at least 3 times. So we'll take away 2 gold and we'll call it even. And then of course just have to remember. I mean, every action it shows the cost right here. It's not like I don't know why I always forget about that one. I think it's because I'm so excited about figuring out where to put my cube. I keep forgetting to pay the price. So that is a limiting factor. You got to have the food. So and of course ah these guys get to keep their food every round. So let me pause real quick. I gotta go see how much food they had before we took away all their resources. Okay, so they had 2 research. They did not have any food. Um, so that doesn't resolve the situation either. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick with it, and they just lost the 2 gold, and we'll call it a day. All right, the first player marker did move, so these guys are first, the Mongolians, and what are we gonna do? Okay, so there are market cards. There's no longer these. So let's try the market. Cannon comes off. The National Guard comes on. And now you're starting to see them get really powerful. The crossbowmen and the pikemen come off. The riflemen and the mortars come on. I should probably be investing more into military. I know there is a a game to be had here where you can conquer cities or take territory. The problem I guess I'm still having is I don't know how much points that gets me versus the internal building. So we'll see how this plays out. These guys are still reserving the right to be ornery, and I'm just looking real quick. They get bonuses for expanding. When they build a city, they gain a production. I think they would have gained some production when they built those 2 cities. I think I totally forgot that. Yeah, this is the problem with playing 4 different races. If you're focused on just your one civilization, you would never forget these types of bonuses. So, my apologies there. Definitely not the cleanest of things. So, how do we want to do this? We can just get a boatload of science with this one. And it looks like you gain an extra attack power. This one gives us a lot of food. If we ever build a city or a trade, we gain an extra action. Let's see. This one, we upgrade our military, we get 2 production and an extra action. This one, you get science and production, and when you gain food, the increased amount you gain by 1. Oh, that is so good. This one, you gain 2 culture. When you gain food, you can spend 1. Gain gold depending on your trade income. And 3 production. That, of course, is this, so you would gain the 4 gold. That's also really good. I think I like refrigeration. We're going to do that one. That gives them 2 science. And the cool thing, though, is the next player over gets 2 science as well. So France is very grateful to be to their left. And then they gain 6 production. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Uh, that's an amazing card. You get all that, and then when you gain food, increase the amount you gain by 1. Okay, so we are going to do the expand trick. So we're going to expand to here, which will let us pull back 1 from here. And then we're going to expand again to put that back. So the problem is we gain 2 food for pulling 1 back. It cost me 2 to do the expansion. So that would break even. I didn't actually gain any food. However, I did technically gain these 2 food. So it says when you gain food, increase the amount you gain by 1. So therefore, we ended up gaining 3 food. And I spent 2 to do the 2 expansions, and that stays the way it is. Also, when I did the 2 expansions, I gained 2 science from there. So we got ourselves a lot of science. I'm looking to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Nope, that's good. So 2 more science for us. That's really good. I could have pulled back another cube. That would have given me 3 more food. I'm just trying to consider, like, I want to start building some cities, and you need the 3s to get inland cities. Although these 2 can build one on this water. So I technically don't need that one. So I am actually going to pull that back. And that gives us 3 food. We get 2 for pulling it back, and then 1 more for the bonus. So we got 6 food. 4 from this, and then 2 from that. And we had to pay 2. So net gain of 4. So that's perfect. And then we can pay the upkeep for our army. So nobody messes with Texas. Alright, this third era is very powerful. Okay, so we're going to go to France now. They're going to draw their market card. I also forgot we have this as well. We could build these. This is another one of those juicy refrigeration cards. This one is really good. That one's not bad either. Alright, let's do... So we got ourselves a gorilla. So these guys are disappearing fast. This looks like the upgraded jungle one. All of them look like they got production support. So the upkeep is almost unavoidable if you want to upgrade your military.
I think he logged off.
Alright, so what do these guys want to do? So we have a new one, the internet. You can spend 7 research to gain 3 gold and 7... Ooh. You may spend 9 gold to gain 7 production, 7 research, and 1 art. Wow. They do have 9. So you could do this one to get the 7 and 7, and then do this one to spend the 7 to get 3 of the gold back. These 2 synergize pretty well together. We do not have 4 or more wonders. We only have 1. Industrialization. Which one's the hammer? Oh, produce. So if we produce, we gain a production. We actually have 2 internets. Wow. Okay. Well, this puts up a lot of conundrums. We can go grab that refrigeration. We can do this precision components and these 2 internets and basically combo platter those to get... I mean, we're going to get 14 culture if we do both of these. That's something. 14 culture, that's 14 points. I mean, they are pretty far behind on the culture track.
Like it would soon
I
be.
mean, 14 points is going to get them in the lead, but not very far in the lead. But 14 points is 14 points. I mean, it's just, there's no way to shake that. And you're going to get a ton of production. You know, I'm sort of feeling like we should do this.
Buy me one.
So we'll go ahead and do this. We're going to do
I
precision
want to
components
say no
first.
to.
So we get 2 research.
Oh, how do I
So
change this one
1
again? That took such a while.
and 2.
They die before I can switch.
And then the next player gets 2 research.
Yeah.
1, 2. And then from there we can spend 9 gold to get 7 production and 7 research and 1 art. So the work of art is
Holy cow.
worth it by itself. So now they have 2 of those. Yeah, so we're going to take 7 of these. So let's just grab a fiver. That's gold.
20k
5,
gambling.
6, 7. And then we need 5 research.
Yeah.
There's 5 and 6, 7. All right. Well, yeah, because we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to have 11 research here. We're going to use a lot of it because we're going to spend 7 research there and 7 more there. So we need 14. So I don't want to get spend happy yet. But we have all this production. We get to do a free action, or one action now. And I think we want to go. The thing is we're going to get new ones soon from here. And they might be significantly better. I don't know. We don't have expansions yet. 1 gold per city would give us 2 gold. This would let us move on our government track. So we can move like left or right. I sort of like exactly where they are. How are they on the culture track? They are not at 8 yet. They can't build any cities.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they do want to get one of these. So which one is the question? I don't think this is helpful, although that is a nice bonus.
For substage diners.
This gets them more culture. So if I want to just start getting more points,
I'll give you a sec.
I can do Chichen Itza and
Uh,
yeah, we'll do that. We'll do 7 there.
you want Giga or Rex?
So we'll pay the 7. Easy enough. There's 5, 6, 7.
It doesn't really matter.
And we're going to gain 1 cube, which is nice. And 3 culture. And that's going to push them up so they can get another government. Alright, that's not bad. Okay, next is Egypt. So we are pushing all the militaries off. We got 3 new ones on. Armed helicopter. So it's the modern cavalry. And then see, they got the airplane thing. So I'm sure there's an anti-aircraft unit somewhere. And airplane's not even listed on here. Interesting. I mean, I know what the airplane means. It just, does it give like a game bonus? Air Force unit. You can target anywhere when you attack. However, you cannot target the player's city if they have a unit with, yeah. Okay, so that was important to look at. Yeah, see, the mounted unit lets you attack across plain and desert. Alright, so this lets you go attack anywhere on the map. Okay, that's powerful. Egypt doesn't need to attack, they just need to defend. So what are they going to do? They got a new one here, renewable energy. When you research, you may expand without spending the cost. Well, they got no cubes, so they also have the precision components, which is a really nice one. This could be good. Yeah, it's 5 gold. this could also be good.
Why do I feel bigger than you? I felt bigger
They have
for a
two
second.
wonders. They don't have
There you go.
four. This is just straight up. That would get them. They have three trades out there, so they would get six production from this. Yeah, there's some nice options here. I think they're also going to do precision components. So they're going to get two more research, and they're going to spend 9 gold. 7, 8, and 9. I forgot to spend their 9 gold. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then they get
Is there anything?
7 production and 7 science and a painting. The painting is big. That puts them up to 3. So yeah, we're gonna do a fiver
Nice.
and 2 more science.
Nice to keep you hidden.
And then for the production, a
Good.
fiver and 2 of those. Excellent, excellent.
The
Okay,
Reds
so
keep the same. The
we
others
can build a
yeah.
something something. I'm not sure I want to. We can actually build another city, so I think I'm gonna do. Well, we could do that. We could improve the government
That
for
would
them.
be good. I do like it having at least a
This one
couple
still doesn't do anything for us.
smaller
It does
towns.
get us 4 gold, but that gives us 3.
If we had
We gain an extra action when
one
we
city
build a
that had like
wonder,
Utah or something,
and then we can always come back here. Yeah, we're gonna do
make it
that
so
because we're over 8.
leaders.
So we're gonna improve the government to constitutional monarchy. We're gonna gain 3 of our gold back. And get 1 more cube so we can expand. That's always good. And that's it. So if we do build a wonder, and also we can now have 3 cities. So we get to take another city and add it to our pool. And the good news is if we go here, it's not like we're going to lose. Because it is possible you could actually, lose cities if you like move from here over to there. Because there are some options where you can move parallel. And if you do lose cities, you do have to take them off the map. So you got to be careful with those type of things. Also, I got to pay attention. We're in Epoch 3. Some of these, for example, France can do City of Light or Fashion and Industry. So those are potential options for them. And they blew theirs a long time ago, and England has one. Okay, so I think we're done with our turn. We played our card. We did our one action. So now England's turn. We're going to draw one. And we got yet another. So we just got 4 military units in a row. This one is a nice one. 2 formations. Can attack from anywhere over sea. Alright, what's Britain going to do? They have when they research, they gain 2. So if they played both of these, they're going to have a whole bunch of research. And then every time they do a research, they would gain 4 production. That can be pretty powerful. And they also have, then this one here reduces their food consumption for the cities at the end of the game. Um, it can be powerful from the perspective that that'll let us build more of these, but also, what was I going to say? Yeah, the production is going to let us build more of those, but also yeah, that's right. With the research, we have the higher level rewards that we can take. All right, that's interesting. I sort of like it. And then here we can take the mercantilism, which would have boosted this up, or here we can spend 1 cube to convert 2 production into 5 food or 4 science. I mean, that's a thing. It costs us
Yeah.
two
Only
gold
if
to
you get
do.
5,000. Only.
I wonder why. I mean, obviously that saves us from expanding. We have 2 cubes, so we don't necessarily need to expand. Um, we have room now to build another city right here. Once that's allowed, we need 14 to be able to move up. We can move up. All right, so let's do. I think I want to try it. Let's do the electronics. And I need to think about this. They did the thing with the 2 research, and I never took the 2 research for England. So I should have 2. Now England's going to get 2 more,
So dumb.
and that gives 2
Moon to come out
over
more.
here. And then here they're going to gain 4 more. So I'm just going to take a fiver. Then for the bonus action, we're going to move up to libertarianism. We're going to gain 2 more gold. And
Is that a?
1 painting. So that's their 3rd painting. And then if they have 6 or more handshake, which they do, they're going to get 2 points at the end of the game. And they also now have the ability to do 4 cities. So they get to add 2 more cities to their pool. This is shaping up to be pretty good for them. I forgot to check. They have to pay a production, and they will. And now we do these guys. They're the ones who started the round.
Actually, I think the people we were playing with
So let's go back.
are all at
Oh, another military unit. This time it's the howitzer.
the rock. The rock. No. Yeah, that. Sorry, I was blanking for a
It's almost
second.
like nuclear war. The moment that one person upgrades their
No,
military,
the
everybody
other
else is
guys we were
gonna
playing with.
need to.
They said they were going herbies to Pride Rock.
All right, so what do I want to do with these guys? We know we want to build cities, so I need production to do that. This would be a really nice idea for getting some nice production. Also, get 4 gold. This is a really good card. We also have another refrigeration we can grab. Um, over, it's still available here in this pool. I mean, if we grabbed that other refrigeration and then also grabbed the stock market, that would be pretty insane. Because I would be able to gain an extra food every time, twice, having another refrigeration. That's pretty good.
Oh, there's the pew.
Thing is I'm not going to
That is
be
a big, big guy.
gaining a lot of food, I guess,
Yeah,
unless I do the expand shenanigans.
coming towards
That could work. So what would we discard? I think we would discard automation. So we're going to take refrigeration and put another automation on the board. And we're going to play refrigeration a second time. I don't know if there's a restriction on names. Can you play the same invention twice? That's actually a great question. If that is the case, I broke the rules several times. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden feeling anxious that I missed that rule.
I think it's still the same. Should just be Herbie rules.
That's the research one. What am I? Oh, invention. You must invent three. You cannot invent less inventions or more. Yeah, so I don't think there's any restriction. I don't think there should be. Being able to get double bonuses is part of what makes this game pretty cool. Alright, so they get two research. Two more. They're rolling into research right now. And then, of course, two more for the next player. And then when they gain a food, that amount would be increased by one. So we get one action. We could do the expand and play the food shenanigans. I think we will, actually. So I'm going to expand to here, and then take this one away, and then I'm going to expand to here and take that one away, just like before. So that's going to get me 4 food, and then I get 2 more with each one, so that's 4 more. That's going to get me 8 food, but I spent 2, so now I just got 6 food. So there's a 5 and a 1. I also get 2 more research.
Are we gonna go for trike?
Because of this. So yeah, that can be that was my power move. And I could do it even again if I want and get even more food. I don't necessarily want to. I eventually need to do other actions, but that was the whole point of having 2 refrigerations. So we got a whole bunch of extra food because we have to be able to pay for our cities as well. That's extremely important. We got a mountain of research. Um, there's a lot to that we need to get done here. And then this can get us a whole bunch of gold in production. Okay, so now we move to France. France. There we go. We got our first. So Big Ben costs 7. End game, you're going to score 1 point per culture from trading income.
He didn't hit me.
So that just means this here. So right now we only have 1 culture for France. But
Dude, I got 2 bites in.
we got a boatload of research.
That
We're going to do the
I
internet,
good shit,
which
good shit.
gives us 2 more research. But we're spending 7. So instead of grabbing the 2, although we got to make sure the next player gets their 2.
That was
Instead of grabbing the 2, we're going to spend our 5.
very clean, very clean.
I will spend these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in doing so, we gain 3 gold and 7 culture. So there's 3 of our gold back.
Boy's a little dibble.
And France moves up 7 to 17.
Okay,
They're slightly behind.
use the bathroom real quick.
And they get 1 action. So, um, they do have 3 gold, only 1 food. Oh, they want to move up the government because they now have. So, do we want to move to federalism or do we want to move here? I don't know if I don't think we want to do this one. So yeah, let's move up to this one, and that gives them 3 gold and 1 more cube. So there's the 3 gold. All right, that was a good turn. We also have, by moving up, they get another city that they can build, and I think we want to do City of Light. Although I am interested in, because this is the moment you take this. You're going to get 1 gold for every culture you're ahead over second place. This could be pretty powerful. We'll see. Okay, so they are done. Move up to here. Draw another one. Now we got the Statue of Liberty. You may expand and research the moment you build it. They actually wouldn't mind building something. They do have 6 production.
Duck Knight. Were were you
I
at
think we wanted
Red
to
Rock?
do this one. This one's very powerful. If they're going to expand, they need food.
Did you die? Okay. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I
This one's also
okay.
super good
The other guy
because their
texted
trading
me. He
bonus
was
is really
one of you
high.
guys were at Pride Rock, and he was just
We're going to
following your
do
voice. I didn't say anything.
global trading. That gives us 2 food.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was just worried it was you because I was like, no, I don't want my friend to die. But
All right, so 2 food for them. And then 2 food for the
yeah,
next
we got
player.
about a 20-minute timer too. So, but yeah, peace.
And then we gain 2 per trade, which means we have 3 of them, so we're going to get 6. Then we're going to gain 2 more food and 3 research. I mean, this is just gain, gain, gain. So 2 more food.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to pay 2 research. Grab a 5. Yeah, we're sitting on 10 plus
There we go.
research. So, oh, and then we get 6 of these, so which I haven't grabbed yet. So now we have, that's gold. 5, 6.
Well, I think they
So we have
might
a
be.
crap load of production too. So I think for our bonus action, we are Egypt. Egypt does have 14, so they could move up to here, claim the final government. I think we're going to build a wonder, which gives us an extra action, and then not move up here yet. So, of the wonders, this one is interests me right here.
Yeah.
That one is also really good because Egypt, in particular, has 4 culture, so they would gain 4 points. Um,
Oh no.
yeah, we're gonna do the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
That costs 7, and they have so much right now. Here's
I'm like
5,
100%.
6,
I
7,
think I can
right
afford that
there.
much. Yeah, I can't.
All right, we spent the 7. They get 3 culture. They gain a cube.
Oh,
They're going to be allowed to do research and expand. So let's do the 3 culture
this isn't.
first. One, two,
This
three. We
isn't
got a
Epoch
log jam
that
at
we're on
17.
this one, right?
And we're going to expand. So we'll do this one. It costs a food. And we do want to expand here. I want to be able to. Hmm, well, I want to be able to lay down a city. So if I put one there, I could actually do a city right here. I don't think I necessarily need to cover the like there for whatever reason I wanted to have both of these here, but I don't think I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one, and that puts it on the plains, which I believe gets them a food. Yes, it does. Okay, so expand is done, so their food is back. Now we're going to do the research. The research costs 3. We definitely have 3 to spend, so we will spend it. And we could either take 5 food and 1 cube or 2 culture. That's actually, we're going to take the 5 food and 1 cube.
Jix? Who's Jix? I'm not Jix.
And we get another action. Because when we build a wonder, we get an extra action. Now, there is one rule. It's addressed in the rulebook. If I build another wonder, I don't get another action. You can only gain that extra action once. So it's not like I can, because I have plenty of production. I could probably build another one, which I'm allowed to do. I just don't get another extra action. So with the extra action, I think I might pull the trigger and move this up. I could do this. I think I'm going to wait there. We could build a city, which was the whole point of this. I have 2 cities that I can build. Yeah, let's build a city. So I'm going to spend 5, take 2 back,
Is he running?
and put out one of our cities. We have one here, and we can put one. It's there. All right, done. They got another city out. When they do that, this goes up. Okay, their turn is over. We go to England. Rocket artillery. Yeah, so they negate airplanes. Have super defensive bonuses, and look at this, no upkeep. So who was the one that had the upkeep? It was these guys. So I will pay the upkeep because I do believe it's you'd be very broken, even though I know I'm not attacking with anybody to take advantage of that. I think you got to keep your defenses up. Um, but that is, they can spend some research, grab that rocket artillery, and oh no, if the rocket artillery is support, that's this one. None of these are main. The National Guard was, but they have support requirements, and so does this one. Look, this one has 2. They're crazy, crazy ridiculous. Okay, that was for Britain, so Britain gets to go now. We did the. That's right, we were doing the electronics thing, so we're going to put the other electronics out. Take 2 research, and that gives 2 to the next player. And now we can do a research action. We're going to gain 4 production. And I think that is an excellent idea. So they get to do 1 action. They could pump out some cities. They could do some expansion. They can't build a city here on this water. They can build one there. And if they expand here, they can build a city there. They got a lot of things that they would like to do. But I think the first thing I want to do is research. So it costs 3. And in doing so, that gives them 4 production.
Good scout.
Of which they had none. And then we come over here, or I'm sorry, over here. We're spending 3, and we get to take from this row instead of this one if we want, and I think we will. We can take 5 gold or 3 points. That's a tough choice. In the end of the game, it's you get 1 point for every 2 gold. So this is actually 2 points. That's 3 points. This is more versatile. We are neck and neck on the track here, so every little bit is going to help. We're swimming in the gold. Yeah, I'm going to take 5 more gold. Alright, so that's their action. Next, we move to the Mongols. The Kremlin. 1 point for every 4 cubes on the board. There's several of them the Mongols would like. That one's good, and then the 1 gold per city is good, assuming they can get all their cities built. They are still not at 8, so they're still stuck with the Republic. We've done the 2 refrigerations. They got 1 more to go. I think we were contemplating this one because that gets them 4 gold and a whole bunch of production. They have a lot of research. What do they want to do?
Yeah, you are. This is like right on the beach. Making this very obvious.
I'm thinking um 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 production to get like that Kremlin. That costs 8. So, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's 3 Carno groups.
And so that would be, it's 2 points. I guess it's not that exciting. They do give you 4 more cubes though. And those 4 cubes
That
can move you up to 14, which makes it 3 points. And then if they can upgrade their, and it'll give them culture, which will let them get 2 more cubes here, so that puts them to 16. So, then we're at 4 points, right? And that's assuming they get all their cubes on the board, which, if they go Warmonger, they could start doing.
I don't like
So, maybe that's the thing, is maybe we want to go Warmonger. Well, we will do stock market. They're going to do all 3 of theirs. They get 2 production. And then the next player gets 2 production, which they desperately needed.
there's Gigas at Cross.
And I think they're going to try to, let's grab a military unit. And
The Carnos are
I really liked those flying ones.
yeah,
This one is a production, so does that one. I think this one is just more versatile.
I mean, we can take it on.
That one we can attack a city, conquer cities. Cost more of those. It does give you 1 extra point of attack than this one. This one, it's only if you attack over water, which they're not near any water. So yeah, let's try for this one. It costs 10. And this is a support unit. So, oh, and yeah, it has synergy with the horsemen. So yeah, we're gonna do the lowly horseman with the armed helicopter. That's always a good combo. So oh, we're gonna lose a plain advantage and a desert and a city advantage. All those are lost. Plain, desert, and city.
They
Oh,
said
I
they're
never put
actually.
the city one, or the plain, or the desert.
I
Um,
don't see them though.
I think I'd put the plain. Let's check.
Oh, there they are.
This one gives 2 on the plain and 1 on the mountain.
Okay,
What am I
come on,
doing? Am
boys.
I just like snoozing over here? I must be. So 1, 2. We're gonna grab 3 of those, and then this gives me city and forest. I'm just gonna grab 5 of them.
I got like 4 hits off, bro. Oh, okay.
So 1 goes on the city. I had the one on the mountain. 1's gonna go on the
Okay.
forest,
Well, Utah died, but
and I should have 2 on the plain.
yeah, he died when you were basically clamping down on the other dude. I
Yeah, 2 on the plain, 1 on the mountain, 1 on city, 1 on
also,
forest.
yeah, I got
Okay,
like
so
four
that
hits
puts us
off when
at
I was
8,
red
9, 10,
red. So
11, 12. And so they move up to 12 strength, and they get to do an action now. Well, we're not done. We gain gold depending on the trade income. So they get 4 gold. So I'll hand in 1, take a fiver, and then they get 3 production. So we're going to hand in 2, take a fiver. Our action was to do this. We have to spend the
I don't know why Utah did
10, so this didn't have any value. So we have to spend 10. There's 5, 6,
I don't know
7,
if
8,
it's
9,
okay that we lost him because
10.
if Utah's that bad to going against Giga, I
And
don't
then
think we can
now
win.
we have to decide what are we going to do. And they're going to go Warmonger. And because they can attack
How's that?
anywhere on the board, they're going to exercise the option where they attack every other player.
Okay. Oh wait, what's your
Oh
three-letter
no,
code?
I can't do that until I move up. I need more cubes.
You got bit once.
We're not going Warmonger.
I'm at 6.8 and I
Hold
got
off on that.
2, so I'm guessing.
We got to
I
improve
have
our
to get bit
government.
once. Damn. Easy
So
lights.
I got to wait another round. Now, I do have a production and a food support. So that gets a little annoying, but we'll go ahead and do both.
I am
Alright, their
not
turn's
moving at
over.
all, bro.
Now we're moving to
So
France.
you
Up,
wanna
up,
here?
up. France has the Eiffel
You want one
Tower.
in front of his body?
That's very thematic. You may spend 1 gold to gain a painting. That's really good. How are they doing on there? They don't have enough to get that unless they spend a lot of gold. But we're doing this one with France. That was the plan. They're going to gain 2, but they're spending 7. So I'm not going to bother gaining the 2. I'm just going to spend the 5. And let's make sure the next player gets 2. So we spent our 7. We're going to gain 3 gold. There's a 5. Take away 2.
That's not a rule break though. They can tell us to
And
take it off.
7 more culture. So France jumps up to 24. So that was the plan. That jumped us way up. And so now here you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 7 ahead from the person before us. So I may want to do this right here and gain 7 more gold, which would be 3 points. Or I'm doing this, which I can build one more city that gives me 1 point. I think the fashion and luxury is the way to go. Um, Now, I get an action, which I should do an action first, because that action might lead to me getting more culture. If I can somehow get more culture, then I want to do this action, right? I want to bump up as much as I can. I also have to be. I'm concerned because um, we got lucky that they upgraded their military, but they didn't have enough cubes to expand. We may want to very seriously consider getting these upgraded because 4 is not going to cut it. That's also a problem. So there's a lot of priorities. So what am I going to do? I do have the ability to go up, take one of these. All actions cost 1 less production. That is really good, actually. I do like the art idea. That's going to get me more points. And I do have 6 handshake, so there's a lot going on there. Although that handshake assumes I'm not going to get attacked. Alright, let's look at our options. We want something like this, which defends against air, and it doesn't have any upkeep. So that would actually be a really nice one to get. It costs 9 science. Our current option is 4, so we'd have to pay a difference of 5. 5 science. And unfortunately, we only have 3, but I could pay 2 gold. I'm going to do that. I really wanted to improve the culture, so I was going to use my science to do this because I could improve 3 more culture, which is basically 3 more gold. But I need to. In fact, this is a really excellent purchase because by doing this, this negates the air attack, so they can't use their air power to attack France anymore. And technically, they just go over that. So then France has 2 bonuses when defending. So there's 1 and then 1 more. They also get bonuses on the mountain. So there you go. France is at least that move right there just saved them from losing a town, and they can still expand and do other things, and they have a lot to do still. But I think that's a good move for them, and they're going to go ahead and do this now. That's going to cost them their 2 production, and in doing so, they get 7 gold. So they're going to get that 2 gold back that they just spent, and then 5 more. France is doing really good. They came back strong. Alright, so now we go to Egypt. This is a tank. They can attack across all kinds of terrain. I think the issue with Egypt is they do need to upgrade their military. Anti-air would have been perfect. This is nice. It synergizes with them. This synergizes from a defensive perspective, but so does this. They may end up getting this howitzer. Let's see what they're going to do. They have 1 more action they can do. They have 3 cubes they can expand with. This would allow them to do a research and then expand without cost. They got a ton of research points. I think they're going to use some of them to get this upgraded. It's a 3 and a 3. That would give them. That would only move them up to a 4. That's not very good. That moves them up to a 6. they could take one of these instead, but then they have to pay. They have to pay. That one's a 2. It does jump them up to an 8. Yeah, that's brutal. It's and you can see they don't have any production,
Yeah. I mean, he did
so they're
have
gonna have to start spending gold.
a giga
They have one
officer.
more city they can do, but again, they don't have production. They have a crap ton of food, so the idea was to build one of these to get some more production. Any of these would work. This one just straight up gives them production, and then they gain a production. And look at this: when they upgrade their military unit, they gain a production. So, and when they expand, they gain a production. All right, yeah, we're gonna do industrialization. So they get 2 production straight off the bat, and then so does the next player. So England gets 2,
2 races.
and they are
Five
also
strong.
going to. So they get 2 more production and then 3 science. 2 more of those. Then here's the 3 science. All right,
Can
so
doesn't timer
they gained all their stuff.
doesn't timer
We're
start?
gonna upgrade our military because we know what's coming, and
It should
we could do the
it should be
riflemen,
20 minutes because they just
which would
tried to fight us, but since we have bodies.
give us 5 more points. We could do this, which gives us 4 more points. The tank would give us even more, but man, it's got a 3 production upkeep.
We'll never catch
This moves us to a 6, which gives us just 3 points.
and they have to fight us.
Although these are nice bonuses because we get to roll dice. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. So this is a. So you can see it's a 2 that upgrades to an 8. So we got to pay 6 research for that.
If he starts sprinting, we're not.
So there's 5 plus 1,
I wouldn't waste it. Rex's
and then we get the 2 plains and 1 desert. So we do lose one of the shields. So one of these shields goes away, but now we have 1 desert, and we don't have. We still have the anti-horse, and then we have 1,
Arrow behind us.
2 on the plains. Now, why is that important? Well, almost everything they have is desert and plains. So if they do try to attack, we're going to get to roll extra dice. So that puts them at 9 plus 1 is 10. So these guys are up to 10.
Starts fighting, you want to start running.
Then France was at 8.
I don't think he's gonna fight you though. I mean, all you have to do is bone break him and then just relax until I get there.
It's 8, but they get to negate the air attack, which is the big one. Alright, so by upgrading the military unit, that gave us actually a production, which is good. They need that to get their last city out and to do some of the stuff they want to do. So that's it. Now, militarily, I don't think anybody wants to do anything, so we're just sitting tight there. It's really Mongolia that's gearing up for shenanigans. Alright, so now we got England. Forbidden Palace is gone. We have the Louvre. Nice 4. 1 gold per painting. Not a bad deal. England has stuff they could do. They could spend one of their cubes to convert 2 production into 5 food or 4 science. They have a lot of production.
I can catch up and
I don't know what they want to do.
I don't know if I can
Let's look at their cards real quick.
I can bone break him.
I think we wanted to do this one. We need 4 or more cities. We do have the ability to start putting out. Yeah, we need our production to do that. I don't need to put this out yet. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take the chain restaurant. And we're going to just cover up chain restaurant. So we're going to take two actions instead. Now let's look at our research thing because we always have a nice bonus there. So we could spend 4 research to get a whole lot of production and a culture. I do like that because then we can use that production to do something else. We have cubes we want to spend. We could do this, which could then let us start spending cubes into things. So we could do the science, get our bonus. Then every time we do science, we could spend 1 more to gain a culture.
How much can you carry the guy
Um,
in the background?
that's not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Um, we did want to upgrade these because we're only at 7. Uh, there's not a lot of choices, to be honest. The tank and fighter do go well together, but you have to spend both actions to get both of those.
You should probably catch yours then.
I mean, if they did take the tank and fighter, that would be a lot of research. That's 16 research.
You see from
This is going to be a full 8, and that's 5, so they have to pay 13 research. They don't even have 13. Yeah, I think England may just have to just take the brunt of the attack. We could, I mean, as much as I like this one, I still think maybe this one might be a good idea, largely because um, this is going to move up as we build cities, and then if I can move this up 3, then I'm going to have an 8 and an 8 at the end of the game. Alright, let's think about this. If we have 2 actions, we want to do the research. So that costs 4. Unless I have some kind of discount. I don't think I do. I am going to gain 2 production for doing research. 4 production. Oh yeah, we absolutely want to do research. And then I'm going to pay 1 more science to gain a culture. Moves us up to 18. And then yeah, we're going to go over here. This is going to move up 1. But instead of taking this row, we can take this one. And we'll take 4 production and 1 more culture. So yeah, we got a lot of culture now. And then this gives us 4 more production. And then yeah, we're going to go ahead and take 1, 2, 3. Let's build a city right there. We do need to figure out how to get food. And this is going to give us 2 food, and that's going to help. Yes, I do like it. Alright. Whole bunch of production with them. We are out of research, but we can even start spending gold for research just to keep that thing going because we're going to get 4 production every time. I mean, that's really good. Alright, so now we got Mongolia. They have the Marine. Always good. Always, always good. Okay, so everybody but England improved themselves. So the cat was out of the bag. We're going to go ahead and just discard one of these. I needed to get the cubes. And I think the idea was is I was going to move up so get more cubes. So I also have enough production that I could either start building cities or get another wonder which will give me more cubes. So, for example, Kremlin gives you 4 more cubes and some points. So we got 2 actions though, not just 1. So for action 1, we are at We're still at 6 culture. Need to get to 8 to be able to upgrade the government. So the Kremlin will do that for us. For action 1, we're going to build a wonder for 8. So there's a fiver, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to give them 2 culture and 4 more cubes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the 2 culture will finally get them to 8. And then for the second action, they're going to move up to Empire, which gives them 2 gold and 2 more cubes. So now they got a blazing amount of cubes. And yes, they're going to go Warmonger. And I think they're going to attack every other player. Egypt is... And what they can do is they could even attack places like this, which then it means that they're putting a cube in the middle of hostile. There will be 1 green cube in the middle of everything else. How do they want to do this? I mean, right now they really just want to be able to place cubes on the board. I mean, you could argue that hey, these luxury goods are worth taking, but they're already at 7. They don't need more. They actually need to build cities. So that part, and so they could actually conquer a city, which is the same as building one. But if they do that, then they don't get to place cubes. They could just expand, and there's a whole bunch of places for cubes to go without necessarily attacking anybody. France already negated the attack, so right now they could only be able to get 2 free attacks in. I think we're going to invade a city, because if they do, they can knock back... they can knock off a trade. I know they have the trade things down, so they're going to cause their demand to reduce by 1, because their trade thing will go away, but they'll gain the city, so it'll go down by 1. That's a problem. They're going to get 4 more actions, and we're going to be able to place 2 cubes on each action. So 1, 2, 3. 3 actions will get most of these cubes down. But that's... yeah, that works. We can do that. They don't have a lot of other resources anyways. Just looking. Yeah, and when they expand, they're going to gain science. They're definitely not going to get to 24, I don't think. Oh, they get 1 more attack because of this. So they're at 11, 12. They're at 13. Well, I think the problem with attacking a city is we actually do go down on this track. So we're going to go from 4 gold to 3 and 3 culture to 2. So it's like a loss of a point. But each city is worth 4 points. So it's not the end of the world, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and attack this city. We do get a bonus against cities, so we're going to get to roll 2 dice. Cities only have a 7. I think we win already. So, because we're all the way up to 13. Cities have a 7. We only needed an 8 to win. So this city gets conquered. And basically, our trade token comes back. And then the one for Egypt also goes back. And so we each get a gold for that. So they get a gold, and so do we. And then I just realized it puts our city in place. So like this is now out of the game, and instead our city replaced it.
Yep. Watch out.
And then because of that, we would go down two, but we come back up one because we have our own city there. We went from this to this.
I don't know.
Eh,
Yeah, I'll
was
get
that
credit.
worth it? I mean, that's 4 points. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was worth it.
Why
That was
not?
worth it. Okay, end of turn. Now we move to France.
Oh, you killed it.
AMPV attacks across all of those territories. Huge mountain
That
bonuses.
was not the best fight
Every
for
formation.
Rush because they
This is the
threw
perfect
the.
one for France.
It was okay.
Um,
Bro, this patchy
it
was
is
messing
France's
me
turn.
up.
So they're gonna get two points now. So we're just gonna cover something up. They get two actions. They have no resources. They just have a lot of gold. That's where it gets interesting. France can gain two food. And they should. If we expand, France just has. They can expand. Yeah. There's no mountains for them to expand into anymore. They don't really get any bonuses for their. They got two cubes to expand with. Um, I think we're gonna go ahead and take the four food because they need to be able to pay for their cities. We could brute force our gold to get this last city built. They're gonna have to pay for both of those cities, which is three food each. So they're gonna need six, and if they build another city, they need nine. That's a lot of food. You can pay gold, because gold counts as food. Because when you do this, there's no. I don't think
Is it
there's
good
a.
chocolate here?
You can spend gold as food, so that's not an issue.
If they can test us, then
We
I'm gonna
can
have a
gain
60-minute timer.
two.
But,
I do want to eventually go here to get the extra art and the
bro,
points. So I'm just trying to think like what's the right order here?
did one of them bite each other?
Um, yeah. Well, first of all, no matter what, we're gonna gain the two food for one action, and then yeah, we're gonna spend three gold instead of production to get this city built, and it's gonna go right here because this one is here, and that's 1, 2, 3, and that's 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3. Yep, they can have three cities.
Austro jumping.
Right, that's their two actions. Next, we have Egypt, the Sydney Opera House.
I got 3 from it.
You may spend at most three gold to gain three culture.
You took
Interesting.
way more damage than I did. Yeah.
If they expand, they gain a production.
You're not gonna kill us both.
Right, so they're going to get to do two actions, and they do need food. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of gold. They have a boatload of research. If they expand, though, they get a production. Well, they do have a lot of food. Never mind. I think they're going to do expand, expand. So Egypt is going to go here and here.
Yeah, I hit the para 3 times, and I'm like, how did he
And
not
so that's
die?
going to cost them 2 food.
Yeah.
But when they expanded twice, they gained 2 production.
Yeah.
Right, that's getting them ready to build another wonder. They have a lot of research. They actually have a good number of food. They do have to spend a production to do upkeep.
It was yeah, it was those two
So we
things.
will do that. And I keep forgetting about upkeep. Let's see. They had to spend a food
The drill's almost here.
and a production for upkeep. So we're going to have to make sure we reflect that properly. And then England has no upkeep. All right, upkeep
The Austrians
upkeep is
jumping
spent. Now we're moving to England. Big Ben is gone. Three Gorges Dam. Gain 1 food per territory. Whew. That's pretty good. Alright, England still has one more they can spend there. We're going to do 2 actions. This is definitely the one they're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of renewable energy. And we're going to do 2 actions. We wanted to do research. So research costs 4. So here's 2. And then we're going to just spend 2 gold.
How is he still leg broken? Oh, we faked it?
And then this is going to move up 1. But we get to take the top row. So we can either take 5 gold or 3 points. Um, I'm going to take the 3 points. So that was action 1. And when they do research, they can spend 1 more to gain 1 more, which we'll do. 2 gold is worth 1 point, and I just spent 1 gold for 1 point. And yes, I get 4 more production. That's the key zinger here. Then for the other action, yeah, we're going to build a wonder. So which one? I think the one that gives us a bunch of food, since we're only sitting on 2 food right now. Although this does help us. We can spend 3 gold to get 3 points. And then we get 4 more points. That's also not a bad one. This one, we can gain 1 gold per painting. Or spend 1 gold to get a painting. I actually think I like that one. We're going to do that one.
If you go to bot guides and prices,
So that's 7 production.
on how to do that.
So there's 5.
Yeah.
There's 10. And get 3 back.
So you can link your Steam ID through the link, and then it shows you.
So we can spend a gold to gain a painting. I will do that.
Bot guide and prices, and then scroll all the way.
So it's up to 4. And then they gain 2 points of culture.
It has all.
And
the
there they are. They're up to 25.
So
So yeah, those were the 2 actions. I like those 2 actions. I'm fine with that.
it's under the tab of
Got ourselves another painting.
request.
A whole bunch of culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Alright, next is the Mongolians again. And we're going to draw.
Yeah.
And we have Jet Fighter.
Bye bye.
We're in the plus zones. So these are the ones that are intentionally on the bottom. So I think they're just getting better and better. They can conquer this city now if they wanted. The problem is they don't have a city to replace it with. They got to get their culture up. That's their problem. But it doesn't matter. We actually already know what we're doing with them. We're spending a card for 2 actions. And we got to expand. Expand, expand, expand. So we're going to expand twice. I'm not going to pull back anything. So Here's the first two, right? That's one action. And then another action is going to let me do two again, like that. Because each action. Oh no, we're not a republic anymore. Oh, I made a mistake. I moved up here to get two more cubes. So technically, I did not need to move up
Oh
yet.
my gosh, the Dibble's behind him. Ride his ass.
And here you can see I went from
Ride
3 to
his
5,
ass.
so I actually.
Go.
Alright, so we're going to have to retcon some things here.
Go, Dibble.
If this stayed down at Republic,
Oh no,
these two
Dibble.
cubes are no longer in the game, and two of the gold are out as well. So we're going to take all those out, because that's what you get for moving up to here. So they're still at Republic, so they could do the expand. We had to get 4 cubes out, folks. There was no way. This would have been horrible to do it any other way. So this is going to have to just bump up as like our next one of our, and so that does give us an action back because we spent an action to go up there. Yeah, so now we'll that action that we get back. Yeah, now we'll spend the action to move it up, get our stuff, and that's our situation moving into the next round. I keep forgetting we don't get the double expands anymore, so that's problematic. And so that does give 2 more cities because we are now up to 5, and we could conquer another city. That does make this drop one more. We don't have production per se. We do have to spend more upkeep. So we got another production coming out and another food coming out. And yeah, we're going to conquer this city. So green loses another trade post. So we're going to go down one more. And blue loses a trade post. So they're going to go down 2.
Get it, Patchy.
And actually,
Yeah, kill the ape.
these guys go down 2. But blue gets a gold.
What? What is the point of a cube? You're too slow to do it.
Alright. Um,
You have to be attacked first as a herb.
yeah, that works. That gives us 4 more points by doing that. One of our cities
Yeah,
has to go out
that's
in
the
its
one
place.
guy.
And then that's out. This is the better strategy to take the cities. Alright, now we move to France. And France draws one of these cards.
Where'd the drills go?
And now we got the main battle tank. The tank itself was good. Now we got a main battle tank. Yeah, these guys are. It is insanely high units there. Alright, France is going to take 2 actions. One of them, they have no production. I don't think there's an easy way to get production, is there? They gain a science when they do that. I don't know if I remember to do that. They can expand, but none of these expansions bonuses help them. France is going to. I think they're going to start spending some of their gold. They're going to spend 1 gold as a production to put out a trading post, and they're going to ask the Mongols if the Mongols will accept a trading post here where they had one before.
Oh yeah.
And the Mongols are going to accept. And the moment that they accept, it's listed on here. When they accept, both players get 1 gold. So they get their gold back, and then the Mongols get 1 gold as well. And then for having the trading post there, they get this bump back up to 6. And then for their other action, France is going to move this to here, which does give them the ability to build one more city. And they gain 2 gold and a painting. That puts them up to 3.
Just come to twins, bro. It's not that hard.
Okay, that's their 2 actions. Um, what are the things? I know they only have 2 more actions left in the game, but one of the things
Look,
they
all I'm
can
saying is
do
if you made it
is
twins, you wouldn't be dying of hunger.
um, well, there's always well they don't have a research really. They they can gain research from this, but what was I thinking?
The Ostros,
There was something on my mind. Oh, expand. I know that's going to cost some of their food, but they can do some expansions, and every time they expand, yeah, they don't get anything because like even this is for forest. If they were to expand once, then they could possibly build a city. That's their trick. Yeah, so if they expand here, they could build a city here. Okay, that's something to consider. They're gonna burn through a lot of their gold paying for their food to keep those cities up, but um, that's why it's there for.
yeah.
Stock market gone. 2 actions for Egypt. Egypt is going to do the same thing. They're going to spend 1 production to ask for permission to put a trade node on the city that was destroyed or conquered, and they're going to agree. Why not? You get gold. So the Mongols get another gold, and then 1 gold goes to
Oh my god.
Egypt. That
Gotcha.
also lets Egypt bump this back up to 8. And then Egypt has 2 actions, or that was one of their actions. The other one is they are for sure gonna move this to here. So that gets them 2 more gold. Two more gold and a painting. Gives them their 4th one. And they have a ton of resources still to get something, but they can't do it for now. That was their 2 actions. They're done. Okay, move to England. We're getting nothing but military out of these. I guess they're really gearing up for some final battles there. So England has the conundrum of they got a whole bunch of production. They the research action just helps them immensely. If they do it, they could still build a city. They also need to do this, which they're going to do now. They're going to do that, and that gives them 2 food. And the player to the left of them gets 2 food, which they actually needed. And they could build a city or they can build a wonder. I think they're going to try to go for a wonder. This one gives them a food for every. This would give them 3 points, plus 4 more for 7. And that would just give them gold. Okay, we're going to do the Sydney Opera House. That costs 8. Do we want to. Hold on, let me think about this. I want to do a wonder. That's 1 action. I want to do a city, which is 2 actions. I only get to do 1 action this round, and I have 2 more left. So if I did a research this round, this would move up again, and then we would get. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's do what I was planning to do. We're gonna do the Louvre. That's going to get us 4. And nope, nope, nope. That's not the one. We're going to do the Opera House. That's going to be 4. And we're going to spend 3 to get 3 more. For 7. So 5 and 7 is 13. 12. Sorry. 5 and 7 is 12. And then what we do is we put the 30 out here to show that that's 32. Alright, yeah, because we only get to do one action. That's the action we're going to do. It gave us a bunch of points. But that's what we want. Yes. Okay, then we move to the Mongols again. It is the CN Tower. So that only gives you 1 point, but you get 1 point per city. So that's really good if you have a lot of cities. They do not have a lot of resources. They do have food, which they need. They only have 2 research. These are the final 2 actions of their game. And some of it is, I think they want to expand. So they would do expand, expand, and that's it. Let's place 2 more out. And where do they want it? They got this spot and that spot. When they do their expansions, they gain science. They should have 5 more science. Because we just did a crap load of expansions. They should have gotten a science with each one. When they build a city, they gain a production. They had no ability to build a city right now. And then, yeah, they're going to spend a food to keep their army up. And they're going to have to spend a gold to keep their helicopter up. So yeah, they ended up with a weird amount of science at the end, but that's okay. Alright, let's move on to... There should be no more cards to draw. So now we're to France's last 2 actions of the game. What did they want to do? We have expansion. We want to get the city built. They have a lot of gold, but not much else. They would like to get this up, but the only way to do that is expand on a resource that... Oh, holy crap. Actually, nobody's done this? Yeah, they're going to do 1 expansion. Going to go there. Take this, which is 2 food. That's fine. And then they're going to do... They got to get this last city up. And by expanding there... Yeah, they can build a city right here. So we're going to do exactly that. Pop that city down. And that's going to cost them 3 gold though, because they needed 3 production. I think that's done. This does move up by 1. Doesn't do them any good. Alright, and then last action for Egypt. Last 2 actions for Egypt. They have 1 city they can build. That costs 3 production. I think they can squeeze one in right here. Yes. So 1, 2, 3. They don't have enough for a wonder, but they do have a ton of science. So they should probably spend 4 science to get 3 points. Egypt just didn't do as well as they thought they would on the culture track there. When they expanded, they should have gotten production. We did expand twice. I think they were supposed to get two more production. They probably do have two more
You can
production.
survive a fight.
And they're going to have to spend one of those to keep their army up. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but not much I can do there. And then last but not least, we have Britain. They will also get two actions. Very last player to take their turn. They have one city they can possibly build. I think they have a ton of production. If we do a research, we're going to gain four more. I don't think they need four more. We're going to do this one. Ooh, I guess there was a missile platform. It doesn't matter, nobody's buying these. That is, see, that's 4 points. This is just one. But then you get one per city. I think this is actually better. So we're going to do this one, which cost 8. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8.
I mean, if
And then
we stay here, we're gonna
Britain
get
moves
those
up
two.
1, 2, 3, 4 more. And oh crap, they still had this.
When okay, my
Yeah, they're
biggest
gonna spend the
weakness
4
is
food.
fighting something of the same species. For some reason, I can do really well against other
And then that
species
lets them
that
move
use
this up
them,
by 3.
not good.
And I think so. Britain has 3 cities out, which is 1, 2, 3, right? And then they have 2 trade thingies. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So 2 trade thingies, and then 1, 2, 3 for their cities. Um, so I forgot whenever we built the city to do that. Okay, so that was just one action to get the Louvre going. We're gonna gain 1 gold per painting, so that's 4 gold. I'm only gonna take 1 though, because I'm gonna spend 3 more gold to build a city. And let's see if we can jam one in here somewhere. I don't think we can jam one in. I would have had to do an expand, and then I could have possibly put one here, because I would have had all 3 of these covered. I can't do here, that's too close to that city. Yeah, I would have had to do an expand instead of building the Louvre.
Yeah, we are.
And can I change my mind on this?
Going back to going.
If I retroed the Louvre, that loses 4 points. That's the same as a city. The whole point of building a city was maybe to move this up, which gives me another point. Yeah, it's no big deal. So what am I going to do with my last action then? I could do a research. It's going to cost me gold though. But I can do a research, which moves this. It's going to cost me 4, and I can gain 4 food
Alright.
and 4 production, or just 3 points. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend 4 gold to get 1 gold back and 3 points. So I'm just going to spend 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. Turns over. Okay. Am I satisfied with how I played this? I know I kept forgetting to pay the food for the expansion.
Now that you're left,
I think some of you who are watching might be thinking there should have been a lot more battles. Like, letting the other players just
I saw that.
do whatever they wanted is the wrong strategy. Mongolia should have been in their business, attacking them. Those are all fair. I just think that if you were a player playing that way, it's going to only get you so much success, and then the Mongolia player is going to have less points in other ways. I was trying to get points, but there is a concept though of you're removing points from other players, which is just as good as gaining points for yourself. Um, when you
There's
have
sort
games
of
that
a
have these kind of
scenario.
mechanics, there is a bit of a kingmaker element, which I don't like.
What's one of my
in board games. Kingmaker is simply in 18OE, actually, our 18XX series, really strongly highlights this. And it's funny because a lot of people argue with me on this one. But when you're playing a multiplayer game and there's more than one player, it's not a two-player game. Removing points from player A doesn't hurt player B,
Maybe
C, or
gotta get
D.
this camera then because
Okay? All you're doing is hurting player A.
pretty
And
close.
that's where the Kingmaker element comes in because you're helping B, C, and D to win. I mean, maybe you're helping yourself to win because you're player E. That's fine, but the point is that you're also helping B, C, and D. And so if you don't end up winning, B, C, and D will end up winning, and it's all because of you helping them. And that's a mechanic I don't like. And I know with 18XX, there's a lot of people who will think that, okay, I need to harm the other player by selling their shares or hurting their stock, or like in this case,
Yeah,
taking
I
their
know the feeling.
territory. Um, it's only marginally beneficial because the other players are not harmed by what you did at all. All you did was harm that one person,
Recording.
and if they're winning, then yeah, that might be something. But they're only winning at the time you did it. So, anyways, back to the thing. Let's go ahead and wrap up here. So only the top player is going to gain a painting, and that is England. So where's England at here?
Can we leg break? That's the real question.
They are going to gain one more, which puts them at 5. And I want to make sure, did everybody
Unless
spend their
they have
2
to at the
cubes?
same time.
Because if they didn't, that was me making a big
Oh.
mistake. Yep, they did.
Okay.
This was one of the
I'm on.
things we were
I'm on this.
contemplating, the 1 point per 2, and they gain a painting. They only
I
had
didn't have
4.
spam.
That might have been a mistake, but we'll see. And then I keep forgetting they get a discount, so I may have paid too much for that Statue of Liberty. But let's get back to gain trading income. All right, so we're going to start with, and then we're going to do the consumption as well. We'll do both of these, 2 and 3. So starting with him, he gets 2 gold.
I really want some.
I'm going to just take a production and count that as a gold right now. And then they gain 1 1 point. Okay, and then they have to pay for
Sit down right here.
1, 2, 3, 4 cities. Each city is 3 food. So 3 times 4 is 12. Here's 4.
Okay, I
They
got
need
some.
8 more, so here's 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's done. That's 12 points. And where do they represent points in this game?
It won't be much at all.
You know what? We'll just use this track. So 12
Okay,
points
so
is 9. So this is 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we'll just use this track as our points.
there's a
All
Utah.
right, and then convert all resources 3 to 1. So 5, 6, 7. So
That's so funny.
that gives them 2 gold. No barbarians. None of that. All right, they're done. And so let's move on to the next player. We got France.
Don't do something that makes
So
us look
France is going to get 2 gold and 1 point. All right, France has 1, 2, 3, 4 cities. So they also need 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they need 8 more. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so then they get 16 points. I just did the other one wrong, so let me go back and fix that too. So this is going to be 10, 15, 16. All right, so we only gave him 12, so he needs 1, 2, 3, he had 4 cities, so he gets 4 more points. All right, so France also has 30. So that's done, and then this is 3 to 1. France has no resources, so they're done. They're done. Okay, now we move to Egypt. Egypt is going to get 7 gold and 5 points. So I'm going to just use this as a fiver, and then I'll just use these as gold. So there's 7 gold, and then they're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And then how many cities do they have? They have 1, 2, 3 cities.
I mean, I don't think so.
So they need
I think he's
9 food. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that gives them 12 points. So 25, that's 10, 11, 12. They got their 30 out. And then here's 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Divided by 3 is 4. So we're going to take a fiver and just take one away. These are gold. And they're done. And then last but not least is England. They're going to get 5 gold.
Con, are you on fourth screen?
And 4 bumps on the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. And England has 1, 2, 3 cities. So that's going to be 9 food. So they have to pay pure gold on this. There's 10 and 1. And of course 3 cities is 12 points.
Hurt, but
10, 11, 12. Like so. So as much as I thought that green was going to score all these points for their cities, they didn't score diddly. I mean, green's in horrible shape.
let's sniff. Let's see if he's bleeding.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. They only ended up with 4 cities.
Just gonna make sure we know.
They didn't even get their 5th one out. I mean, everybody else had either 4 or 3 cities themselves, so it wasn't a lot of extra points for them. Okay, but we are squared away. Everybody's now we do final game scoring.
Okay, I'm back on third screen.
So just to help you out with final game scoring, it's this. So we already know that that's equal 1 VP, and we've been using that as the point thing. This is your honor tokens. Everybody has the same number of honor tokens, so it's not going to change the score. It's just 5 points for everybody. Every piece of land is 1 VP, so that's going to help green.
I want to sit down.
The city is 4 VPs, which I think... That's really interesting. So, yeah, see, look at this. That says no reward. The Fed cities will stay on the map and worth 4 victory points in the section. So we already took care of that. Every 2 gold is 1. And then if you have any of these abilities, you get points. And then you get points for your paintings. So let's start with France here. We're already using the culture track. This is going to be 5 points. And then this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points. Because 1 for each land. And then 1 for every 2 gold. So just 15 and then 16, 17
I don't see
points. And then we got to do, let's do the 17 first. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then for the paintings, they have 3. And at 3 paintings, that's 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's actually 60 now. Put the cube on it. And okay, so that's their final score. There's nothing else. Oh, Here is one victory point for every two mountains. So that's two more victory points.
He's not bleeding anymore.
Two more. That's it. All right, so they're at 60 something. Okay, so now we're going to do Egypt. This is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 divided by 2. So it's basically 16 divided by 2, that's 8. So 7 and 8 is 15. Looking at their stuff here, no endgame scoring across any of those. Nothing here. France didn't have any there either, did they? Nope. They have 4 paintings. 4 paintings is worth 8 points.
Yeah, I'm on fourth again.
And what else did I miss? We gotta do the land. That's 5 points. And a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 5, 15 more points.
I don't know.
So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They beat France by 3 points. That's a really close score if you think about it. I thought France was really coming on strong. Maybe it was too late of a comeback for them. But they did actually beat France, and that extra painting did make a difference. So let's see. I think England won this game. I don't see how
I still have stamps, so I can
Green has any chance in hell. But let's do
I mean,
England
he's got
now.
a little bit of bleed on, but again,
England has 5 paintings for Pete's sakes.
bleed this guy out.
That is 12 points just from that alone. So they're at 25. So that's 10, 11, 12. Yeah, and they're dominating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 5 is 12 more. There's 10, 11, 12. England's already way in the lead.
Why did he back off? What rule was that?
That was for the territory. And then we look at all this stuff. I don't see any points to be had from any of that. I think that's their final score. Yeah, England absolutely trounced. And so they got a cube on theirs as well. This has to go all the way around the board and then around again. Just not going to happen. I mean, the paintings they have is one. One painting for 1 point. And then their territory, they're going to get 5 points for this. Nothing.
Yeah, I literally disagree with
Right here,
this,
2 points if you have 6. They have 6.
Or out of view for 5 minutes.
So that's 3. They don't get points for that.
Admin
3,
yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
He's not bleeding anymore.
19 points. And I would swear they got points for having, yeah, 1 point for every 4. So at 19 divided by 4, I mean, that's 4 more points. So 9 and 4 is 23 points. 26. So there's 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, which makes you think, oh man, they just tied. No, they're a whole 30 points behind.
Do we have better heal?
They lost the game by. They're 30 points behind the leader, and they're way behind even France. And I think some of the other people have points like this one here. 3 points if you have 4 or more cities. They did not, so they don't get the 3 points for that. I do think I missed some point opportunities. They have none. Over here, I could have sworn there were people who scored points for what the Mongolians had. I thought for sure there was multiple people that had this one. But I guess that's the only one I took.
Stock, stock.
Okay, so was it a close game? No. England beat them by a good bout. It was close between these two. And then the Warmonger just did not put points on the board.
If I go in right now,
And
oh, sorry,
I,
go for it.
it just gets
Like I
back
hit too
to
many slots in gauge. I'm not living another one.
having the extra territory does lead to more points. They had bonus resources, so it wasn't like, well, they do have iron. I think I said at one point they didn't. They actually had both.
Like,
Um, None of that helped them. It was the lack of paintings,
oh
and then
no.
of course, they weren't
I don't know.
focusing on
That's
culture,
my bad.
right?
I'm so sorry.
They needed to move up on culture. Everybody else was moving up on culture for one reason or another, whether it was science or just building wonders, and they never did that. And to be quite honest, the culture is where the points are. The majority of the points in this game was through culture. Yeah, they did get 20 some points at the end. That's not chump change,
I'm
but
sorry.
here,
My fault.
had they chosen this
Yeah.
one, they would have gained 1 point for every two. That would have been one, two, three, four, five more points. That still makes them 25
Yeah.
points short.
I
But it
I don't
does.
know what I was
I
thinking.
think if I was focusing on the Mongols, I could have done better versus trying to split amongst everybody else. And then again, you know, should they have attacked England to that point? They could have brought England down a few notches. Yes, they could have. All those things are true. Um, but one thing I want to look at is, for example, we didn't play as Greece. And Greece has. They get a really good army in the beginning and extra cubes, which never wrong there. They get a bunch of extra research, and they can use production as research, or research as production. I mean, this one, when they do research, gain a production, gain a research, and 2 points. And all of these are era one. So Greece is about taking the early lead, and then you got to hold on. So that's interesting. And then the one other one was China. Where did I put the China one? Oh, look at that. I'm throwing stuff away. Maybe China got thrown away. Nope, it's over here. Alright, so China gain 3 cubes, expand without spending food. Both of those are good. Gain 1 and 1. When you build a city adjacent to a plain, gain a food. Gain 1 point. When you go from Epoch 1 to 2, you get 2 defensive advantages. So you get to put 2 defensive advantages during the first 2 epochs. So then on the third, you lose those. That helps you with battles. Imperial examination. Spend a research to gain. This is a little weak. But it's every time you do research, you gain one. That can be good. So I think the penalty is I said these guys were going to be warmongers. Then I didn't play them as warmongers, and of course they didn't score the points. Because if they're ignoring their culture, that's a very bad move. I don't know, like, so if you defeat, let's say they defeated England, they get to steal one of these tokens. So now they have 6 and England only has 4. So that was a plus 2 point swing. So if they took all 5 of these, that's a 10 point swing. So now these guys are 10 points for their tokens and they didn't get their 5 points. Okay. If you then now attack the other players and you took their 5 points and their 5 points, I mean that is significant. You're getting 15 points from all the other players. So really, that I think was my mistake, because if you're getting 15 points from those other players, that makes up for not having 15 culture. And yeah, there's not much else to add there. So there you have it. That's a game of Epochs. How does it rank among the civilization games? I think it ranks pretty well. I do wish there were more choices for civilizations. Um, I I don't know what else to really add to it. It doesn't feel like a civilization game some of the time. And other times it does.
I'm
Um,
very disappointed in myself.
the research is separated from the technology. So,
Yeah.
like, if I want to have better units, all I have to do is just pay the. I mean, you are paying science for those better units, but all you have to do is just
I
have the card in
look,
the market.
look. I went in. I
Whereas
was going in because I
it's not
saw
like,
it.
okay, I got to
I
invent the
slammed
wheel in
into it.
order
I
to
was
make
like,
a
nope,
chariot.
can't hit me.
Like,
I'm gonna try
all
and
that's
fight it, and
disconnected,
he just
and
died.
I can see how some people don't like that. Um, but I think there's
But
some
I
neat mechanics in this
just
game.
I don't know
So,
anymore. So
anyways, there you have it. Feel free to post your thoughts on it. And every epoch took me 2 hours to finish. And I know that if there was
yeah,
4 players playing, we could go through it quicker. Um, but this is a long game. That's the other thing. I think that in a 4 player game with real people controlling their own stuff, I bet it's a 3 hour game. So, anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.